man is just built different.
What I really love about this phenom by the name of Shohei Ohtani is he's now led folks to come to the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum wanting to learn about the great two-way stars of the Negro Leagues. Perhaps the greatest two-way player of them all was the legendary Wilber Bullet Rogan. Was a star for the great Kansas City Monarchs in the Negro Leagues. Now, Bullet Rogan, at first glance, didn't look like a great athlete. Shohei Ohtani is an imposing figure. He is a big young man. But Bullet Rogan was on the opposite end of the spectrum. Stood about 5'7", weighed about 180 pounds. Satchel Paige would call him chunky. But Bullet Rogan was a tremendous athlete. When Bullet Rogan wasn't pitching, he played the outfield and hit cleanup for the Kansas City Monarchs. Bullet Rogan could rake. Leroy Satchel Paige, who said that Bullet Rogan was the onlyest baseball player that he ever saw, that he ever heard of, that pitched and hit cleanup in the batting order. That was Bullet Rogan.
Here's the second baseman, number 46. And he's down 0-2 as he swings through it.
The term two-way player really doesn't capture how spectacular Bullet Rogan was. Bob Feller said he could do anything. He was one of the best black ball players I ever saw. And Feller barnstormed with just about every Negro League star.
Number 43 stands in now and watches strike one. Cut on and lifted in the air. And makes the grab. 2 down. 2 outs, base is empty. Now the left fielder. Just about the only thing Bullet wasn't the best at was managing. Chet Brewer once said he wasn't a good manager because he was such a great player himself. He thought it should be easy for you. He didn't know how great he was. Number 0, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball 1. On the ground, and it goes just foul. Fought off foul.
First team Bullet played on was the 25th Infantry Wreckers in the U.S. Army, and there are actually box scores for a lot of his games for that team. Over 4 years, he went 36-3 on the mound while batting over .350.
Fastball for a strike. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
1 and 2. Count. That's a ball. 2-2.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. 2 down, base is empty. And now the right fielder. Check swing. He went too far, and it's a strike. Hot shot to third. Sends it to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Here's Bullet Rogan for the first time in this one, and a chance to do some damage. Ground ball left side, could be 2. 1 at second, and that's 2.
What a talent Bullet Rogan was. Not only was he an ace on the mound, but in 17 years of Negro League play, he batted .335 and slugged over .500. And unlike Babe Ruth, he pitched almost the whole time with a career ERA of just 2.68.
Headed down the line. Nobody can get there, and it's a foul ball. And that's ruled a swing. It's a strikeout. Bullet Rogan digging in now. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Heading for the plate. He will score, and they take the lead. Not in time. He's safe. One down. Now, Bullet Rogan. And he swings and misses at the initial offering. And that is out of play. If you're going to bring up Bullet Rogan's career stats, Singy, we've got to highlight what he did against white major leaguers. Only 3 recorded games, but he went 4 for 11 at the plate, and he gave up just 4 runs in 2 complete games on the mound. Lifted in the air, right field. Sizes this one up. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And there's 2 away. Two on, 1 out at the plate. Bullet Rogan. Popped up left side. And there's 2 down.
That's a ball.
The lefty, the 1-0. In the air, right side. Settles under it. He's got it, and that'll end the inning. Go ahead, run on base. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Bullet Rogan. That one is absolutely belted. That's back there. Out of here. So 2 down. Now it's going to be Bullet Rogan. Up the middle. The underhand flip, and they get the out. So up next, Bullet Rogan. And it's fouled away. The 0-1. In the dirt.
0-2.
On the ground, could be 2. 1 at second. But safe at first. It's a fielder's choice. Bullet Rogan digging in now. Yeah, that's fouled off. Fouled off. He was late. Two on, 1 out. Hard hit, base hit. Runner around third on his way to the plate. He scores and they have the lead. And it's an RBI single, 1-0. Start of the 4th. Now it's the right fielder, Bullet Rogan. Now a high fly ball out to left center. Under it. One away. Out to short. Slings to first, and that's one out as they get the leadoff hitter in the sixth. So one out, nobody on. And now the right fielder, Bullet Rogan. Swing and a miss, and that one missed by a ton.
0-1.
Swing and a miss. Nice changeup.
0-2. Ball, that's up.
One out, base is empty. Hit in the air, center field. Makes the grab, and there are two outs. Here's Bullet Rogan for the first time in this one, and a chance to do some damage.
Rake. No ball. One strike.
Here comes a pitch. In the air, center field. Under it. Brings it in. Two away now. One down. And here is Bullet Rogan. Swing and a foul out of play. Not close
1-1.
with that one, and the count is 1-1. Swing and a ball hammered left field, ranging back up against the wall and brings it in. And we're back. All right, we go to the top half of inning number 6. Now it's the right fielder, Bullet Rogan. Now a screamer into the outfield. He's got it. First and second, one out. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Bullet Rogan. Here's a high fly ball out to center. Under this one. And there's two away.
What a talent Bullet Rogan was. Not only was he an ace on the mound, but in 17 years of Negro League play, he batted .335 and slugged over .500. And unlike Babe Ruth, he pitched almost the whole time with a career ERA of just 2.68.
That's back. And it's gone. If you're going to bring up Bullet Rogan's career stats, Singy, we've got to highlight what he did against white major leaguers. Only 3 recorded games, but he went 4 for 11 at the plate, and he gave up just 4 runs in 2 complete games on the mound. Out to short. Fires across the diamond, and Rogan is set down for the out. They limit the damage here. 2 outs, runner at first. Bullet Rogan digging in now. Swing and a fly ball, well struck left field. Makes the catch, and that is that. And now the right fielder, Bullet Rogan. On the ground to the left.
Foul.
And foul ball. This to center field. Long run on his horse. Got it. Really had to move for that grab. And that is that. Two on, one out. Now it's the right fielder, Bullet Rogan. There's a line drive to left field. And it's into the gap. Runner around third. He will score, and they take the lead. To second, but way too late. Safe there. So now it's the four-hole hitter, Bullet Rogan. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Drops into the glove, and that is that. One out, base is empty. And here is Bullet Rogan. Foul ball. That one ripped. Going back. Pulls it in on the warning track. So runner at second, 2 down. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Bullet Rogan. Check swing, and he went. And it's 0-1.
0 balls, 1 strike.
Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. That one's back there. And forget it.
Bullet Rogan was one of the winningest pitchers in Negro Leagues history. He now holds the distinction of having the 4th highest winning percentage in Major League Baseball history. And of course, he earned his nickname Bullet because he got that thing up to the plate in a hurry. What's even more remarkable is he threw from a no wind-up delivery, and yet his nickname was Bullet. He had the heavy fastball. He had a great curveball, a palm ball. I guess you could say he threw everything at hitters, including the kitchen sink. And while his control was not as impeccable as, let's say, a Satchel Paige, Bullet Rogan had the uncanny ability to work himself into jams, but the great stuff and the supreme confidence to get himself out of jams.
Bottom of the 9th, 1-run game, 2 on. Now it's the shortstop. And that one fouled off. 1-run game, bottom 9.
Oh. Oh, yeah. 1 and 2, count.
Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. In the air, pretty deep out to center field. And Donaldson snags it for the out. Both runners tagging. The tying run is in to score from third. Applies the tag. And bottom of the 9th, 1-run game, 2 on. Here's the shortstop at the plate.
0-1.
The winning run on second base.
Ball.
Right side. Squeezes it. Runner tags from third. A big. Bottom of the 9th, 1-run game, 2 on. And the batter will be the shortstop. Tapped at the plate, but it's a foul ball. One-run game, bottom 9. Swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2. Got him. Rogan with the heater for the K. And now the center fielder. And a swing and a miss.
0-1.
That catches the zone for a strike. 0-2. And ball 1.
1-2.
On the ground to third. Now only one out remaining. Here's the third baseman. And that's through there for a strike. It's 0-1. They're down to their final strike. Rogan is just one strike away. Got him, and that's the ball game.
In the inaugural Negro League World Series held in 1924, Bullet Rogan won 2 of those games and was one of the hitting stars in that series, helping the Monarchs capture Kansas City's first ever professional sports team championship in 1924. Frank Duncan, who had been a great catcher and would eventually manage the great Kansas City Monarchs, when asked about who he would choose between Satchel Paige and Bullet Rogan, Duncan's response was Rogan, because he knew that Satchel had all the stuff to get you out, but Bullet Rogan's versatility perhaps made him even more valuable than the legendary Leroy Satchel Paige.
Bullet Rogan up now with a chance to break it open early for Kansas City. Swing and a high fly ball right field. He's got it. Both runners tagging from second and third. He'll score on the sac fly. On the board first, it's 1-0. One down. Bullet Rogan digging in now. There's a swing and a miss. Between 1924 and 1925, Bullet Rogan was as good as you can imagine a player possibly being. He won 36 games against just 8 losses, batted .380, tossed 41 complete games out of 50 starts. On the ground, out to short. And Rogan is set down for the out. Back at Hilldale Park, here's the center fielder, Bullet Rogan. Swing and a drive, and no doubt about it, Bullet Rogan blasts that one out of here.
When Bullet got inducted into the Hall of Fame, his son said he didn't know if his dad had thrown as hard as Satchel Paige, but when Satch was on the mound, he needed a designated hitter. When my dad was on the mound, he was in the cleanup spot.
One person could tell you how hard Rogan threw. Monarchs catcher Frank Duncan. He'd buy 2 steaks before catching Rogan and slip one into his catcher's mitt for protection. After 5 innings, the first. So 2 in scoring position with 1 out. And now Bullet Rogan. And Rogan is set down for the out. Line drive, caught. 1 gone, runner at first. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Bullet Rogan. Runner takes off. Swing and a miss. Throw, save. Mackey's throw came too late. Swing and a miss. There's that changeup.
0-2 is the count.
Swing and a ball popped in the air out to shallow center. 2 on, 1 out. Bullet Rogan digging in now. That one is absolutely belted. And that gets down into the gap. 1 run's in. Now the second run is in. It's 2-0. A 2-run double. And the batter now, Bullet Rogan. Rogan swings and drills a deep fly ball. Left field. Just missed it. Hit in the air, right field. Brings it in, and that is that. Back now from Hilldale Park. And now the center fielder, Bullet Rogan. And first offering is fouled off. And there's a foul ball.
Nope. Outside.
Swing and a drive, and no doubt about it, Bullet Rogan blasts that one out of here.
To give you an indication of Bullet Rogan's supreme confidence, playing down in Cuba, and his catcher was Hall of Famer Raleigh Biz Mackey. And they're facing a team that featured the great Alejandro Ohms, a notorious curveball hitter. And so Mackey is laying down the signs for Rogan, and Rogan's shaking him off because Rogan wants to throw his curveball. And Mackey's like, no, don't throw him a curveball. And Rogan's like, I got this. He can't hit my curveball. And what does he do? He drops 3 hooks and struck Ohms out. Bullet Rogan was a transcending kind of player.
Here's the left fielder.
Rake.
2 outs. And a curve is down and in.
1-1.
Another curveball. It's strike 2 swinging. Rogan is just 1 strike away. Monarchs looking to add on to their lead as Bullet Rogan digs in with 1 out and a runner at third. Up and in, and that's ball 1.
Not a lot of players can claim the championship success that Bullet Rogan had. Not only did he win a Negro League World Series with Kansas City, but he won a title for Almendares in the Cuban Winter League and multiple championships in the California Winter League.
Breaking ball, and that got him. Bullet Rogan digging in now. Out in front and foul to the left side. Safe at first as they can't make the play. And now the right fielder, Bullet Rogan. Center field. He's got it. And that is the third out of the inning. Now fly ball to right center. Brings it in. 2 down. You mentioned Bullet's success in the California Winter League. Now it's the right fielder, Bullet Rogan.
One ball, no strike.
Stearnes stands at third with 1 gone in the inning. There's a swing and a drive. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. Runner from third comes across. The tag. See.
Wilber Rogan would join the Kansas City Monarchs after playing for one of the greatest military baseball teams of all time, the legendary 25th Infantry Wreckers. The thing that I find so fascinating is that these African-American ball players who served valiantly, they were fighting for a country that essentially wasn't fighting for them. And yet if you were to ask them why they wanted to fight, and why they wanted to serve, well, the answer will be simple. Because we were American. And there's no greater way to prove how American you are than service to your country. Bullet Rogan was nearly 31 years old when he joined the Negro Leagues. By baseball standards, he's old, and yet Rogan was still tremendously impactful. He would become one of the first superstars of the newly formed Negro National League. In Kansas City, Bullet Rogan lay at rest in a cemetery in what I guess you could describe as a rather nondescript grave site. And a few years ago, we were able to work with the cemetery, who did not allow upright headstones, to install a monument that was befitting a player of the magnitude of Wilber Bullet Rogan, who in 1998 finally crossed over that threshold into baseball's immortality when he was inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame.
Bullet Rogan to the plate now, and he's looking to knock in the runners from second and third. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Throws to first in time, and Rogan is set down for the out.
It really is a pity that Bullet Rogan didn't get to play in organized professional baseball until his late 20s. Given how dominant he was right away, he could have had many more incredible seasons in the Negro National League.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. And that's strike one. You talked about the late start of Bullet's career, Singy, but he made up for it at the end. He played all the way until the 1938 season when he was deep into his 40s. Makes the grab. Both runners tagging. He'll score on the sac fly, and they lead by 3. So 2 down. Bullet Rogan digging in now. To third, and that chance handled. Tosses to first, and that is the inning. That one hit to right. And out number one on the grab. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Bullet Rogan. Headed towards the corner. And this one looks like trouble. Coming home. He'll score, and they extend their lead. So two in scoring position with one out. Bullet Rogan getting ready to hit. Now it's belted deep to left. Way out of here. Home run.
Listen. By now, you may have noticed that the Negro Leagues had great nicknames. As a matter of fact, if you didn't have a nickname, well, you probably couldn't play. And one of the great nicknames and one of the greatest players that you likely never heard of was the legendary Norman Stearnes, a.k.a. Turkey Stearnes. The great cool Papa Bell would say that if Turkey Stearnes is not in the Hall of Fame, then no one should be in the Hall of Fame.
Ooh, that Turkey Stearnes was something. Somebody could hit the ball. I played with him, against him, and he could run, too. Yeah, he could throw. He could do everything, and was a gentleman. Who I think hit the most home run? Turkey Stearnes, I would say.
Norman Turkey Stearnes earned his nickname Turkey because when he ran the base pass, his arms flapped like a turkey. But as I remind folks, this turkey could fly. Around the base pass and in the outfield, tracking down everything that came his way, and he had a cannon for a throwing arm. There was nothing that Turkey Stearnes couldn't do on a baseball field.
No, you just gotta open your eyes.
And now here is Turkey Stearnes. Oh, that was scorched. Forget it. Turkey Stearnes with a tremendous home run.
Well, Norman Turkey Stearnes, as a member of the Detroit Stars, played at Mack Park, which had what looked like a friendly 265 wall down the right field line. But what you'll want to remember is that wall was 12 feet high. And Norman Turkey Stearnes knew that he needed to hit it high and let it fly. Satchel Paige would talk about Norman Turkey Stearnes' hitting prowess, that he said Turkey would always hit him. In a game, he had collected 3 hits off of him. And Satchel said, the 4th time up at the plate, I felt like I better just roll the ball to the plate because I can't get him out. When Leroy Satchel Paige says that, then you know you must be a great hitter, and Turkey Stearnes was just that.
Runner at third with one gone. And here's the slugging Turkey Stearnes.
Take a look out at the right field wall here at Mac Park. It was no joke. Turkey Stearnes used to say that wall needed a tall fly ball if you were going to hit a homer.
Fights it off. He'll see another.
It wasn't just in Detroit where Turkey showed off some serious power. Buck Leonard said he could hit him through heavy winds in Chicago's Southside Park, and not a lot of players could do that.
Hauls it in for the out. Turkey Stearnes stepping to the plate now. And a foul ball. Man on second, 2 down. One really cool story about Turkey. After his playing career was over, he spent a lot of years going to games at Tiger Stadium and just sitting in the bleachers like a regular fan.
Must have been quite a treat for anybody who got to sit next to him.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count with 2 outs. Just off the outside edge. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Here's Satchel with the payoff pitch. And ball 4, 2 aboard. And welcome back to the ballpark. Here's the center fielder, Turkey Stearnes. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. Flashes the leather on the run and catch. And there's 1 down. On the ground to first. One down, runner at third. And now the center fielder, Turkey Stearnes. And a foul ball. Oh, that was scorched. Forget it. Turkey Stearnes with a tremendous home run. Now the left fielder. Out to center. Turkey makes the catch. Now the throw home. Fires to the plate. Got him. Turkey Stearnes with a laser to cut down the run and keep the Stars in front.
Unlike the power personified by Josh Gibson, here's Norman Turkey Stearnes weighing in at about 165 pounds. So you didn't just automatically see power hitter, but maybe old Turkey had you just where he wanted you, because they would look at him standing there at home plate with his legendary pigeon-toed stance. And I think all the pitchers thought, oh man, I got this dude right where I want him. And old Turkey had him set up, and he would knock that thing out the ballpark with the best of them. It's why a lot of people are surprised to learn that he led the Negro Leagues in home runs 7 seasons. He hit over 300 in 16 seasons. He now ranks number 6 in career Major League lifetime batting average and number 6 in all-time slugging percentage. I guess that's why you could say you never judge a book by its cover.
Bases loaded for the Stars, and here comes the big bat of Turkey Stearnes. Liner caught at second. Back to first, and they got him. Double play. Turkey Stearnes was an absolute extra base machine, leading the league in triples 6 times and in homers 7 times. No other player in baseball history has even done it 5 times each.
The way Turkey hit, it's no surprise he was very protective of his bats. Buck O'Neil said Turkey carried them around in a special case like they were violins. And he even caught Turkey talking to his bats one night in the team hotel.
And we're back, ready to go for the last half of the inning. Turkey Stearnes stepping to the plate now. Swing and a high fly ball in the air left field. Hauls it in for the out. And there's one down.
You know, Boog, Turkey hit for the cycle as a rookie just over a month into his career.
Chris, seriously, is this just an excuse for you to talk about the time you hit for the cycle? Bases loaded, nobody out. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Turkey Stearnes. First pitch, not close. Base hit, 1 run in already. Now a second crosses the plate, and they lead by 2. 1 down. Here's the center fielder, Turkey Stearnes. Oh, that was scorched. Forget it. Turkey Stearnes with a tremendous home run. And first offering is fouled off. Smoke to right center, and this one's gonna go out of here. Chance for Turkey Stearnes to do some damage for Detroit as he digs in here. And fouled off.
Turkey Stearnes' rivals were amazed he hit as well as he did. Jimmy Crutchfield said he had a batting stance that you'd swear couldn't let anybody hit a baseball at all, but you couldn't criticize him for it when he was hitting everything they threw at him.
Pulls it down and he makes the catch. And there's 2 down. So 2 down, Turkey Stearnes will hit next. Lined into right. Full extension, makes the catch. Yeah, that story from Jimmy Crutchfield singing, it matches up with Satchel Paige's assessment. He said Turkey was as good as Josh Gibson, as good as anybody that ever played. And a pitch. Ground ball right side. He steps on the bag. Now 1 gone in the top. First and second, one out. Turkey Stearnes stepping to the plate now. Swung on, belted. That one back. See you later.
As a power hitter, Turkey Stearnes really never counted his home runs, particularly if they didn't help them win a game. As a matter of fact, the great Buck O'Neil joined the Monarchs the same year that Turkey was there. And Turkey, like most great hitters, had multiple bats. And so in this particular game, he hit it to the warning track, where the opposition caught it right on the base of the warning track. And that night, Buck says he goes up to check on Turkey in his hotel room, and there's Turkey sitting in the bed with the two bats. He had the lighter bat that he had used for the flyout, and he's got the heavier bat. And he looks at the lighter bat and says, if I hadn't used you, and I would use you, I would have hit that ball off the ballpark. Now, I'm not going to say that Turkey was superstitious. There might have been a little bit of stitious to his game, and it served him well because Norman Turkey Stearnes was a tremendous all-around hitter who hit for power and hit for average.
Scoring opportunity for the Monarchs as Turkey Stearnes steps to the dish against Leon Day. That one fouled off.
Turkey Stearnes carved out an incredible legacy in Detroit, especially when you consider that the addition of Negro League statistics to MLB's record book in 2024 put him in the top 7 in career batting average, slugging percentage, and OPS.
Chris, you brought up Turkey's legacy in Detroit. I'd say it's between him and Ty Cobb for the best outfielder ever in that city, even ahead of Al Kaline. That's the kind of player Turkey Stearnes was.
No, that's
that one outside. 1-2 to count.
I agree that Turkey's on the same level as Cobb, Boog. If you adjust his career stats over a 162-game average, that's a .348 batting average with 31 homers and 165 RBIs per season. That's right up there with Babe Ruth, Jimmy Fox, and Barry Bonds. Incredible.
One down, runners at second and third. On the ground to first. And he handles it himself for the out. And now the center fielder, Turkey Stearnes. Swing and a miss. Missed that by a mile.
0-1.
0-1. Now this is in the air down the line. Reaching for it. Makes the catch. Here's the center fielder, Turkey Stearnes. Swing and a pop-up. Foul out of play off to the right side. That'll find the stands. Oh, that was scorched. Forget it. Turkey Stearnes with a tremendous home run. Welcome back to Rupert Stadium. All set for the start of the inning. And now Turkey Stearnes. Check swing, and he went. That's strike one.
0-1.
Swings and misses at the pitch off the plate.
0-2.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And there's one away. Turkey Stearnes stepping to the plate now. And that one fouled off.
Ball, that's outside.
Oh, that was scorched. Forget it. Turkey Stearnes with a tremendous home run. Runner at first with 2 away. Turkey Stearnes digs in now. And first offering is fouled off. In the air, left field. Drifts towards it. He's there. He's got it. And that is that. Base is empty, 1 away. And now the center fielder, Turkey Stearnes. And that one is lifted in the air. Settles underneath it. Out number 2. 1 out, base is empty. Here's the center fielder, Turkey Stearnes. High fly ball, right field. This could go the distance. Home run.
Turkey Stearnes hailed from Nashville, Tennessee. Fell in love with the game of baseball at an early age, and it would ultimately lead him to his dream of playing in the Negro Leagues. There are those who will say that Turkey Stearnes, like a lot of the great players from the Negro Leagues, should have had an opportunity to play in the major leagues. And they're right. But Turkey Stearnes harbored no bitterness, never expressed any ill will toward anyone who may have attempted to perpetrate something against them as they were trying to play baseball in this country. And I find that spirit to be so endearing. Turkey Stearnes knew that he played with and against some of the greatest athletes to ever play this game. They just happened to be in the Negro Leagues. And I'm so proud that the city of Detroit has continued to recognize the exploits of Norman Turkey Stearnes with the renovation of Hamtramck Stadium in Detroit. The field is aptly named for Norman Turkey Stearnes. And of course, the great Turkey Stearnes flew himself into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in 2000, a place that he so deserved to be.
Turkey Stearnes steps in with a chance to pad the early lead for KC. This one high in the air to left center. Sizing this one up. And he makes the catch. Runner tagging from third. Play it home. He's safe. And they take a 2-run lead. And now Turkey Stearnes. That's ripped. Base hit. Runner in from third to extend their lead. It's an RBI single, and they're up by 3. To third, tag, got him. Bottom of the 6th inning, stepping in, Turkey Stearnes. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did.
Turkey Stearnes and the Detroit Stars played at Mack Park through 1929, but a fire burned down the grandstand. They moved to Hamtramck Stadium in 1930, and Ty Cobb threw out the first pitch at the first game there.
And now the lefty popped up, has a beat on it. Makes the grab, one away. Well, one-run game leading off, Turkey Stearnes. Line to right, and that'll be a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning. Turkey Stearnes stepping to the plate now. Deep drive down the line. Foul ball. First and third, one down. Oh, that was scorched. Forget it. Turkey Stearnes with a tremendous home run.